Are you still tired from your trip to Vegas?
Don't I look tired?
No, you look great. You look good. What are you
Wow.
talking
No, I don't think so. I think I'm no, it's not that I'm tired. It's just like I made myself stay up every single night until 4
about?
a.m. body clock. So I didn't look like a loser. Went home at like, midnight, 1 a.m. Vegas time. And now I'm like up till midnight, 1 a.m. East Coast time. Like just like it's normal.
Do you ever look at yourself and be like, wow, I look great today? Do you do that?
No. No,
No.
very, very rarely am I like, wow, I got fully like a full night's rest. I feel like
Yeah.
$1,000,000. My hair looks great. My makeup, like there's always something that's like off. And I can't explain it.
Tell us about your trip a little bit. I mean, what did you guys do while you were here besides, you know,
Besides
here-
act like complete assholes at the Westgate SuperBook. I mean, we had a great time, but
here's my beef.
okay. With me and Ariel or
No, I love you guys, but
oh, okay.
like you're there, and obviously you're good. I love Ariel, and the other girls are very welcome. They're my guests as well. But then, you invite like every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the Las Vegas Valley and put them on your bar tab. And what are you doing? That's a
Well,
beef. This is a beef.
I'm trying to make your waitresses some more money. I'm like, all right, everybody
Okay.
give the waitresses $50, $100. Like,
Okay.
I just, I hope they had a good weekend.
They did, and
Good.
they're good girls. They did a very good job. They did a very
I
good job.
actually had this conversation with Ariel's best friend who had never been to Vegas about Vegas.
Okay.
And when you get things for free, right? So day one, she's like, oh, I gave $20 to Hana. And I'm like, okay, that's not enough. And she's like, wait, why? And I said, well, you were in the stuff. And she goes, yeah, but me and Ariel were going to Velvet to get our drinks. And I go, don't care. You still spent the entire day in the clubhouse.
Well, hold on a second. How much did she drink?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention Thursday.
Okay, but if
If
she
we're being honest,
barely, if she-
90% of my bar tab was San Panayatovich's bachelor party on Thursday. I
yeah,
had 3 margaritas, all 3 from Velvet that Ariel went and got for me. So
yeah.
even my own bar tab Thursday wasn't really my bar tab. Anyway, that being said, I still tipped the girls $300 for the day.
Yeah, Sam. I think we could all agree. Sam Panayotovich is a beautiful man, right? He
They were
well, he is. But
so fucked
I
up
saw
on
him
Thursday.
on
Like
Thursday.
Thursday, it
I was
was
talking to
bad.
somebody, and I was looking at Sam, and I was like, "Man, Sam looks like shit." And he's a beautiful guy. I was a little worried about my guy, but then he rallied big time. By Friday, he was totally fine.
They went so
Totally fine.
Thursday I hit a wall like 5
Okay.
PM. A bunch of the VSiN guys came in and like I didn't even
Who
talk
who
to
from
any of
who from VSiN are we talking about?
them. Mitch came in.
Love Mitch.
He brought Doug
He's a
and
great.
a couple other guys. I'm telling you, I hit a wall at 5 PM
Jonathan
Thursday.
Von Tobel.
I didn't see JVT on Thursday.
Yeah,
As I was leaving to go to dinner, JVT walked in. I
okay.
almost canceled dinner. I was so tired. I almost canceled dinner at Edge Steakhouse. That's how
How was
tired I was.
Edge Steakhouse?
Oh my God. It was so good. It was probably the cheapest tab I've ever had in Edge. We got one
Okay.
bottle of wine for 4 girls.
Okay.
Ariel and I split a steak. Like I'm telling you that. So like timeline, I get up.
What did Alex and Jordan do? Because I got to write down because I'm going to send both of them an invoice. So what did
I
they
think
want?
they split a steak as well.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, like I'm telling you, it was the cheapest. But yeah, I just told everybody, I was like, all right, everybody give me $50 for the server. I'm just going to put on my room and ask John Murray for a comp. So it's
Oh,
like back
great.
to the
Yeah.
tipping thing. It
Yeah.
was funny because then we go to Luke Combs Saturday night and there was like a miscommunication. I don't understand how suites work, but apparently each suite has like a designated bar, right? Like, oh,
Yep.
we want 2 bottles of vodka, a bottle of gin, and a bottle of whiskey or whatever. The Westgate did not order a bottle of tequila because they probably didn't anticipate 4 tequila drinkers coming. So our server confused me, and I was like,
Well,
okay, I need to
that's
buy
more
a
of
bottle.
a, you know what? Let me jump in. That's more of a whiskey crowd, I think.
Oh, of course it
Country music.
is. Yeah.
Like I've been there, and I'm gonna just generalize, and people are just gonna have to fucking deal with it. I've been there for soccer games, and I've been there with you for soccer games, and they had tequila in the suite,
Hmm.
right?
Whoever set the suite up from the Westgate said, No. We'll do double the vodka, double the whiskey. There's nobody that's going to drink tequila.
But you could just go to the bars on the concourse and get
Well,
whatever you
right.
want.
But I again, I didn't get that memo, right? Like,
Okay.
just go to the bar. So we have the server, and
Well,
he's
I
like
think I
trying to
did.
tell Mindy that he's got
I
to
didn't
order.
give you a literal memo, but I did tell you that there's bars on the concourse that are free. I told.
Yeah, but I've got the server telling me I have to order a bottle of tequila. And Mindy's like, we're not paying $800 for a bottle of tequila.
No, we're
And I look
not.
at the guy and I go, and I looked at all the girls, I go, everybody give me $100. And I gave him $400. And I was like, every single time you walk into the suite, I need 4 margaritas.
Okay, but can I say that I feel like a lot of your stories are like, "Hey, everybody, give me money. Everyone
Yeah,
here."
because then you can tip. And then guess
Yeah.
what? We had impeccable service
Oh, I
all
bet you
night
did.
long.
If you're 4 girls and you give them $400, I bet you did have good service.
But that's my point about Vegas. So then it was
Yeah.
funny because Jordan, Ariel's friend, like Sunday, we're getting ready to leave. And I said, how much money did you spend this whole weekend? And she goes, I don't know, like $400 or $500. And I was like, and everything was free. You got a 5-day trip in Vegas for less than $500.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
pretty
fucking
good.
awesome. And that
That's
is
pretty good.
the greatest part about Vegas. And that is probably the number one thing that I do miss is as a female, you get very, very, very taken care of in Las Vegas
Well,
compared
we
to
were
other
my
places.
my staff was talking about you before I came back here to do the show. They said that you were on X, formerly Twitter, and you were complaining that the Super Bowl is going to be here in 3 years.
Oh
Is
my
that correct?
God. I just can't. I
Can't do
just
what?
can't.
Can't
Okay, like
what?
I'm mentally prepared to come back for Super Contest weekend and play golf. I feel
Okay.
like that is a different stretch, right? Like I don't have the only place I'm going to have to be is at the Las Vegas Country Club at whatever time you tell me I have to be there, right? We're
Yeah.
going to get signed up for the contest and we're going to hang out and there is something different about March Madness and or Super Bowl where like from a work perspective, I have to be somewhere at a certain time and the body clock is all screwed up plus the alcohol consumption is 10x plus you've got all these people you've got to see and all these places you've got to be and I just was not mentally prepared to have to go back to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl this fast.
In 3 years.
I thought it was in 2
3 years.
years.
I think it's 2029.
Okay. That's a long time.
This fast, 3 years.
Anyway, but my point is it's just a lot. It's a lot. That's all I was saying. I was like, please, dear God, no. Like it takes a toll
Where'd
on
you
your
want
body.
it to? Where'd you want it to be? You want it to be in San Francisco again, so you can get
No,
stabbed
no, I don't.
walking back to your hotel?
Tampa for a change would be nice. If I
Tampa?
could just go down the street and stay in my own bed.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I think that next year's Super Bowl is in Los Angeles.
Mm,
I don't know
great.
where it is in 28, to be honest. I don't remember. But
Anyway,
I
but no,
think
I just was crying because it takes like you gotta like work it up for Vegas, right? You gotta like get
yeah,
your you just gotta again, I'm mentally prepared already to be back in August. That's just a different trip.
right.
But Super Bowl is similar to March Madness, where it is like 1 week of just absolute and utter chaos. Your adrenals are fucked. You don't get any sleep. Your liver is hurting. Like, did you see
Yeah.
that shriveled up basketball? Somebody tweeted like my liver day 4 of March Madness. I'm like, yeah, that's mine.
What happened with I think last time I spoke with you on the show, we talked about you've got a lot of ongoing beefs. You've got a lot of beefs on the street. Did any of those beefs come, in real life? Was there a confrontation of any kind?
Why would there be a confrontation of any
I
kind?
don't know.
We have been over this. I have said this my entire existence in this
Our
industry. So like
existence. Oh, okay.
15 some years.
Yeah.
No one has ever confronted me in
No.
person and been mean to me. People have tried to talk to me in person that have been mean to me on the internet. I've told them to fuck off, but never once has anybody came up and talked to me in
Yeah.
person. I met so many awesome people this weekend at the
Me
Westgate.
too,
It was great.
actually. Yeah.
I met
Yeah,
some
I think
really cool
because
people.
because our producers, Johnny Hoagland, nicknamed the Unit, and Louis D'Onofrio, they do a really good job of I guess they put our clips on TikTok.
I don't
I
watch TikTok anymore.
Neither do
TikTok.
I.
Well,
But
because they got people to be too mean to me on TikTok.
but I think that my audience now is skewing younger. I had some younger people say, "Hey, whatever, TikTok." I don't. I've never seen any of the clips, but I know that's a young person's medium. So I think that my audience is skewing a little younger now.
That's pretty good. I like that for you.
How do you feel
I think
about
it's
that?
good.
How do you feel about
Mine's
that?
definitely not skewing younger.
No?
Lots of old guys love me. It's wonderful. They tell me how great I am. It makes you feel good about yourself. It's like living in
Well,
Florida. You just
define
feel
old.
like in their 50s and 60s, like older guys. Like not as old as my dad, but like
No, I was
definitely
kidding.
too old for me to date. But they still think they
Anyways,
have a shot. It is really funny.
yeah, I think that's one of the funnier things about getting older as a man is like, and I'm gonna say this as nicely as I can without getting canceled, but like when you when like most of my male friends are probably like somewhere between late 30s and late 40s, in general.
Same.
And they're how do I say this without getting canceled?
Do you want me to say it?
No, I'll just say it. 21-year-old girls are still very good looking,
Yes.
but they no
What
longer
about 18-year-old
see
girls?
no, they no longer see us as a dating option. But a lot of men, as they get to this age, they don't recognize that. They don't recognize that that girl doesn't see you as a potential mate. She sees you as a fucking old man.
She sees you as cha-ching, a bank
Well,
account.
if you have that kind of money, but you know what I'm saying? Because like there's a lot of guys as
Listen,
they
there's
get
a lot
older.
of people this weekend at the Westgate with money. It's an
Yeah,
expensive trip. March Madness for 5 or 6 days is expensive. Paying, $2,500 for a booth for 4 days in a row is expensive.
five
Hotels
thousand
and air $5,000. Wow.
Thursday, Friday.
Wow. Good for you guys.
Yeah,
No wonder
no,
you booted me to the clubhouse.
well, only because I got canceled. I was
No,
just gonna have you guys
I'm
throw
really
the.
happy he did. Honestly, that was so I love the clubhouse. I don't care what anybody says. It is perfect. I can go out and hang out with anybody I want to outside, or I can go sit in my little chair in the front row with my TVs that no one is allowed to touch and be left alone in my little corner.
I
That's
just
what I did from
wanted
like
to
5 to
be.
like 7 before
Yeah,
dinner. I was just like a zombie, just sitting there watching the games.
take me through your weekend.
I
What were some
tried
of
to,
the?
but you kept interrupting me.
Did I? I'm sorry.
No, after Luke
Sorry.
Combs' concert was amazing.
No,
The
no, no, no,
suite
no.
was
All
incredible.
right,
Oh,
I
you mean
asked
from a gambling perspective?
I asked the question terribly. I'm sorry because that it makes sense. You'd think that I was asking about that. I meant take me through your betting weekend.
It
Excuse
was
me.
uh
Bad question.
it was one of the worst weekends of my entire life. I'm pretty sure I sold my soul to the gambling gods at some point in time Thursday afternoon for that
Right.
VCU cover because all hell just broke loose for the entirety of the weekend after that.
I would classify our weekend as a little strange. We really needed Louisville on Thursday
Yeah.
morning, and in
Yeah,
South
thanks,
Florida.
Sean.
South
Thanks.
Florida had a miracle cover that was really bad for us, but we got lucky a lot. We really needed Central Florida to cover against UCLA. I don't know how they did,
They did.
but they did. And then on Sunday, our biggest need of the day Sunday was Kansas, who came
And I
all
was
the
on
way.
the opposite side of the hat
Yeah,
at
they
the
came
airport.
all the way back to tie it, and then we were all back there. And I was like, I hope St. John's just scores at the buzzer. I don't want to deal with overtime. I mean, we would have made more money if they'd won outright, but it was such a big swing. I was like, just get it over with. And the kid makes the shot at the buzzer. That was really lucky. So we definitely had a few more. Oh, Santa Clara.
You're just
We
naming how I lost all of my money this weekend.
We needed Kentucky big in that game. I was watching. I was actually standing behind the bar talking to some friends of mine that were in town,
Ugh.
and the Santa Clara guy makes the three. And I was like, shit, all right, we lost that one. And then Kentucky comes back down and banks in the three. That was one of the louder cheers I've ever heard in the book on March Madness.
I was
That was
getting
wild.
ready to record. I'm standing there with a bunch of the guys from South Carolina. We're getting ready to go meet my buddy Jeff at the Win and hang out by the pool for the day. And I'm like, all right, let's watch the rest of the Santa Clara game. I had, nice little +3 in pocket. What the fuck?
How
That
was
was,
that?
I mean,
How
like I
did it go
said,
with the win? How was the win pool?
it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I actually, the only money I won gambling all weekend was at the blackjack table. We had
Hmm.
a great time. I acted like a complete asshole and they let me, which is
Shocking.
very rare for the Win. Usually the Win just like doesn't let you have that much fun, but our dealer was really fun. We had a couple of guys that had like they're like my age, but they had like hot younger wives, and so I was rousing them up a little bit. And it was pretty funny. Me and Ariel had a good time with our friend Jeff's wife, Dawn. We had the three. I had first base, second base, third base, and then they had the other 2 seats.
Mhm.
It was a nice, I would say it was like a shoe and a half where I was just stacking chips and that's a good place to be. And Hofstra was covering the first half and looked pretty good against Alabama.
Sure.
And then, yeah, I just look up and I'm like, what happened? What is happening? But I knew, I'm telling you, there was a shift in the energy when I was like, dear God, please, for my Calcutta with Joff, can we please just win this game, VCU? Just one time. I promise to never ask you for anything ever again.
You probably asked for something the next day.
Are you kidding me? Oh,
Yeah.
I somehow I got a miracle cover with the Cal Baptist, which was my best bet. But at that point, it didn't even matter. I mean, it was just
Actually, I'm
like
glad you
Brett
reminded me of that one. That was another one we got lucky
Brett,
on. Good one.
Brett
That's a good
literally
one.
asked me when I got home, and he was like, "How was it this bad?" And I said, "Brett, if you think I just kept like pressing the gas pedal, you're wrong. All these bets were already placed. Most of my bets were placed like Thursday or Friday for Saturday or Sunday. Like I gave out St. John's Saturday morning on another show. I was like, I love St. John's -3.5. So it was already locked and loaded. I mean, I guess I could have bet off and eaten the juice, but like you got to think it's going to turn, and it just did not turn. There was no turn from the VCU game on. It was just like, and then I needed High Point. We were in the suite, and then Luke Combs said we had to turn off the TVs, and I said no. I kept turning the TVs back on, and Mindy's like, Kelly, they're going to yell at us. I was like, please, Mindy, I just got to watch the rest of this High Point game. They did cover the 12, but I would have loved an outright winner. That would have probably saved me and Joff from the Calcutta. We at least would have broken even then. Yeah.
Do you feel like Mindy's got some funny stories about you in the suite?
I was having a great time.
Do you feel like you
You
deserve?
want to tell one? Tell one about me. I want to hear this funny story about me in the suite. What did I do?
No, I can't. I really can't tell it on the show. But that was
Why?
fun. I just can't. I'll tell you later.
What did I do?
It wasn't anything you did. It wasn't anything that you did, honestly. It was about
it me
you.
telling your boss that I was really happy it wasn't Cammie in the suite?
I didn't even know that. Thank you for that.
No, I was teasing him. I was like, Vince, so nice to meet you. Like, met his wife. We were just like all chatting. And I go, you know, I really breathed a big sigh of relief when I heard that John's boss was coming and it was you and not Cammie. And he started laughing. And he goes, are you going to be on your best behavior? I was like, well, I was told to be.
I went to a Raider game with Cammie in November, and it was lovely.
Did she turn up? Does Cammie turn up? I tried to get Mindy to turn up, but she was drinking Malibu and pineapple. And I was like, Mindy, you're not 17. We got to turn up a little bit. I'm going to add some tequila.
You did meet my mom on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you used up all of your, because you were our good luck charm during the game. Liverpool was not playing well, and they really were playing. They were playing well, but they couldn't seem to score. And Kelly came over and started talking to my mom, and then all of a sudden, I was thinking about being like, "Hey, get the hell out of here," because I want to watch the game. But then it was just like goal, goal, goal. I was like, "All right, Kelly, just stay right there, stand right there."
I didn't watch a single second. It was like to
No,
my
I know
back.
you had your back turned, and it was like goal, goal, and then. The only problem was I got Mom this pork tenderloin sandwich
that was like this big.
I know, and then she just had it in front of her, and I kept being like, "Do you want me to cut it up for you, or what do you want me to do here?" Because she didn't even touch it. She she said she wasn't sure what to do because she was afraid that you were gonna like ask her a question, it'd be her turn to talk, and she'd have all this sandwich in her mouth. So she just didn't eat any of the sandwich. And so Mom didn't really.
It was just never her turn to talk.
It was never her turn to talk. I don't think she actually spoke, but that's why she didn't eat any of the sandwich.
I was like amped because that was the point where I was just like, okay, I know I got to go to dinner with Crack at 6 p.m. Yep. I had to have an energy drink, so I stopped by the Viva coffee shop. I get a shot of espresso. I grab one of those new blue Red Bulls, and I walk my happy ass down to the book. Everybody else was like, "What
blue Red Bull? What flavor?
Light blue.
What flavor is it?
Iced vanilla berry or something.
Oh no,
it's really good. So the only reason I know, and by the way, I'm not a Red Bull fan, but my neighbor.
I like the yellow ones, but I don't.
My neighbor works for Red Bull, so I get to try all the new flavors now.
Whoa.
And I've realized a lot of energy drinks are full of garbage. And sure enough, Red Bull is one of the least garbage filled energy drinks. So like Celsius has like arsenic in it. So I had to stop drinking that because I was like, I'm not trying to die today.
Yeah.
But
Smart.
the light blue can, if you haven't got a chance to try it, they have it at the gift shop or not.
Okay.
I guess it's like the convenience store / gift shop in the
Yeah.
middle of the Westgate.
Mhm.
Highly recommend. Very good. So
Light
that's
blue.
why I think I was like a little tuned up. I got an espresso on the way up and then a Red Bull on the way down.
Well, the bottom line is mom ended up going hungry for the day. But no, I'm kidding. But
I was like,
I'm
oh no.
joking, but Liverpool did advance to the quarterfinals. And I sent a picture to Chris the Bear Felica, our mutual friend. He's a fellow Red. And I was like, ever since Kelly stood here, we just keep scoring goal after goal. And Chris and I are considering flying you to Paris for the quarterfinal against PSG.
Yeah, yeah,
So
great idea.
might have you on standby there.
I'm good. I'm out
One
on Paris.
one moment, one nice thing that did happen though at that lunch was Brett sent me a message with some recommendations for my mom's trip to Africa in the summer,
Ooh, yes.
which
I
I
forgot we talked about Africa.
which I shared with. Well, you talked about a lot of things,
Yeah, we did.
which I did. I shared that with mom, but it got me thinking, and the story you just told too got me thinking. Do you think you deserve Brett? I mean, he's a really nice guy. What do you think?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you do. Like
Like
I
deserve? Do I
like
think I deserve? Of course, I think I deserve a nice guy. Like, what does that even mean? Like,
well like
is that, do you think I don't deserve it?
well
Think I'm like
the
self-sabotaging?
speaking of Liverpool, Mohamed Salah is leaving the club at the end of the year. And I was thinking to myself, I don't think we, the fan base, deserved him. I don't think that we were not good enough to be blessed by that man for the last 9 seasons.
Got it.
So you don't feel the same way about yourself.
No, I'm not like some self-deprecating person. Like I don't like, like have you ever heard like girls
Yeah.
when they go to therapy and it's like because they don't feel deserving of love? No,
Right.
like my dad loved me. I feel lots of deserving of love and in fact, I need lots of it. in fact, I'm the opposite of that. I have a great relationship with my dad, so I expect, you to move mountains for me.
You do have a good relationship. I like John Stewart. Why don't we? This was all a long winded way. Well, first of all, I got in a couple of jokes, but this was a long winded way of getting to the Matt Fitzpatrick story from last weekend. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're on the show, and Brett's like, "Hey, we're gonna play Matt Fitzpatrick in Splash, the one and
Okay.
done 1.5 million." And so I
Beautiful.
lock it in.
Yeah.
Lock it in. We're locked
Beautiful.
in.
Yeah.
I am at dinner with Crack,
Okay.
and
This is Wednesday night.
Wednesday night we're
Yep.
at Barry's. We're hanging out.
Good spot.
I go upstairs. I have to do a VSiN hit really quick, and I see Brett's text. It's like late, like for Brett. It's like 11:30. And he said, "Hey, we're going to switch to," and I can't even tell you who the fuck we switched to. And so I
Because you
switched.
can't pronounce it or because you don't remember?
No, I have to look. Let me look. I'll tell you who we played. Regardless, I gave out. So going back to, we've lost all of these close losses, right? We lose 3 close losses of guys we should have won. And
Yeah, you guys
then,
have had some tough luck, man.
yeah, we've had some really tough luck.
No
And
doubt.
then last week, he has me switch to Bridgman after he told me Matt Fitzpatrick.
I think Bridgman finished in the top 20.
Yeah, great. So anyway, Matt's fit. Okay, so I am in fucking hell against Friday, Saturday, Sunday, awful bloodbath disaster.
So you
worst
were
March I've ever had.
you're staying here at the
And then
Westgate Las
Brett,
Vegas. You considered it being in hell. Is that
no. From a gambling standpoint, gambling is hell. Hell of gambling. Like
hell
I think I
gambling?
even lost like a nickel the last night on the NFL machine, and I didn't even have desire to like go get more cash and try again. I was like, I'm just fucking defeated. So
I want to talk. I want to talk about that, but go ahead. I got something to say about that.
I'm going to the airport. St. John's is up 12. I'm in the Uber. I close the app. I'm schlepping my broken luggage. Shout out Southwest.
Yeah, what was with your luggage?
The wheel broke on the way, so I had to I got it fixed up. By the way, shout out to Toomey. You just take it to the store and they fix it for free. So that was nice. So my luggage is already fixed.
Oh,
but I was like, fuck it, man. Just drop us like right off of the front. I'll pay that Skycap $20 to just check our bags. I'm done with this bag until we get to Tampa. So
$20.
I I have clear. I'm through security like that. Alex has TSA pre-check. We turn. I look at the score, like, what the fuck just happened? St. John's wins by 2. Again, they were up 12. Apparently, they were actually even up 14.
Yeah.
My phone starts ringing. It's Brett. And I'm like, what? And he's like, hey, you want to hear something funny? And I was like, sure. And he goes, did you change to Bridgman? And I go, for what? And he goes, Splash. And I was like, yeah, you did have me change that. And he goes, Fitzpatrick just won. And I was just like, get me the fuck out of Las Vegas. I actually tweeted. I was like, I didn't even tweet about the Fitzpatrick thing because nobody would have understood unless they watched the
What does
show.
that have to do with Las Vegas?
It's a bad city for me. It is a bad city for me. It
I
is
think
a
we're Brett.
bad city for me.
I think where Brett failed there is you got to go with your instincts. We had me and my group. We had Fitzpatrick in maybe 3 weeks ago. We had him in. We changed him out the night before, and he ended up losing in the playoff. I think he lost. He finished second, but that would have been a lot better than how we did. Second place is big money.
Yeah, now we're in 1,358th fucking place. Thanks, Brett. By the way, this week, for those who'd like to know who's going to collapse on Sunday, his name is Minwoo Lee.
Minwoo Lee. I like Brett's picks. Okay. Minwoo Lee. Do you think that people that have clear think they're better than people that have TSA pre-check? I just have TSA pre-check.
So the only reason why I got clear is because my credit card said sign up for this for free.
Right.
So
Okay. That's a pretty good.
I mean,
that's a
everybody.
good
Brett's like, why would I want the government and all these people to have my metrics? I'm like, they already do. Jokes on you. They already do. Global entry, passport, real ID. It doesn't. They already got my DNA. Who gives a shit at this point? Anything to get me through any of that kind of stuff faster, sign me up.
The Sweet 16 starts tomorrow night. We're basically sold out in the Sportsbook.
Wow.
I don't think Thursday is totally sold out. Friday definitely is. Saturday, I think, basically is. Sunday is usually not super busy. But
it's
Thursday,
hard to go home.
And then we got a group, we got a big group of Kansas State guys coming in Friday night.
Ooh.
My buddy Jackson, it's his bachelor party. Andy
Are you going to comp all their drinks in the Sportsbook?
Absolutely not. Andy Samuelson is going to be there.
You're going to tell him to put it in my room?
No, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to take Andy's credit card out of his pocket and give it to Hannah.
Good idea. That's a great idea.
And give it to Hannah.
Did he not spend all of his money last week with Louis in Nashville?
I haven't talked to him since. I don't know the answer. What a rolling stone this guy is, though. Like the first weekend of the tournament,
I cannot even fathom Nashville to Vegas or Vegas to Nashville. Yeah. I think I would rather just die.
But Andy's a beast, though. He can just keep going. He's like Matt Humans. There's no limits to these guys.
Oh my God. Matt was at the wind pool with us, and I was like, don't you have to work? And he goes, yeah, in 4 hours. I'm like, yeah, I'll give you another Jack and Coke.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me even a little bit.
I can't operate that way. That's why I had to go to bed Friday night, and everybody else went to Tiesto and hung out with
I heard
Sammy
all about
P.
it. Where was Alex? Alex was out at Tiesto.
Alex was at Tiesto. My girlfriend Brittany over at Fontainebleau got her and my buddy Jay into Live, and then Ariel and Jordan went out with Sammy P at Legacy Club till 3 a.m. And then they woke me up when they got back because apparently half of one night of sleep, I hadn't heard anybody come in, and I was like, are you guys alive? Just making sure, doing my friend duty. They went to bed, everybody's good. Starts yelling through the you have the conjoining room door. Cal, why are you awake? You have to work in 6 hours. And I'm like,
because you woke me up. Who said that?
Ariel. I'm like, shut up. You just woke me up.
Is that why you tweeted that Ariel woke you up by being so loud?
Yes. And everybody completely misconstrued that.
I misconstrued that. I thought
I was telling the story on the show, on the live show that morning, because she was texting, I can hear you through the wall. I'm like, yeah, I could hear you through the wall last night too.
Yeah. Oh, I totally misunderstood that story.
You thought she met some dude on the internet or in real life and was like,
why would she meet him on the internet?
Room?
Why would she meet him on the internet? It's a town full of people.
A little bit more credit. She's a classy lady.
Ariel is a lovely girl. I think the games on Thursday are good. Friday, the games are exceptionally great. Thursday is pretty good. Illinois-Houston should be a really good game. We
Yeah,
did
tell me what I need to bet.
we did see
Tell me
some
what's
really
gonna win, John Murray.
we saw some really sharp accounts on Iowa. Iowa plays Nebraska.
Okay.
That's the early game in Houston. We're down. We went from 2.5 down to 1.5 now on Iowa. Iowa did us a big favor on Sunday. A, they knocked out all those money line parlays. B, they knocked Florida out of the futures book. Iowa,
I got
Iowa
good
was a
news for you. I'm on
very good.
Nebraska, so it's
Good.
great news for you.
Now the other games, you got Purdue's a big favorite. Arizona's a big favorite. They look like they're on a collision course for the regional final on Saturday. Friday's games are really good. I do think that I believe that St. John's is going to be a very public dog against Duke. St. John's looked really good on over the weekend. Duke didn't look great.
I hope
You
St. John's
know,
gets beat by 4,000 points after
I
what they
think
did
that
to us on
I
Sunday.
think that's going to be a really public dog play. And we did see an account that we respect lay 6.5 on Duke. So we're at Duke 7. Otherwise, I haven't really seen a lot on the other games. I think hold on a second. Yeah, the Alabama lines come down a little bit. Alabama was a 10-point underdog. They're now a
I like
9.
Bama. I think
They're now
Bama can
plus
keep that
9.
one close.
Yeah, Michigan's good though. Michigan has this way about them where all of a sudden they just go on a run and they put the game out of reach.
I
They're
feel like
tough.
the biggest contrarian play this weekend would be to take that under, which I would not do. I'm not
Yeah.
recommending. I just mean like it looks like just close your eyes and bet the over.
174.5 is the total right now. Michigan State, Connecticut, I think is a really interesting game too. This
I think
one's
that might be one of the better games of the weekend, like actually
oh
like
yeah,
matchup wise.
that's what's really good, and that's one good two-way. The numbers bounce around a little bit. There was people were willing to take Michigan State at +2.5. We took some money at UConn -1.5, so we're at 2. UConn -2. I think Friday is like exceptionally good, and you could end up with, if seeds hold Sunday, you could have Duke playing either Michigan State or Connecticut, and you could have Michigan playing Iowa State in the regional finals. That could be your game Sunday if the favorites hold. Sunday could really be like an exceptionally good regional final Sunday. So
Yeah, I
I
need
think
Iowa State to just beat the dog shit out of Rick Barnes. I need Rick Barnes to do Rick Barnes and March type things. And I need to get this Iowa State ticket to where I can hedge it and then like recoup some of last week. That's what I need to do. And you know what's really fucked up? That's exactly what happened last year with Florida.
yeah,
I said this earlier
actually.
in our chat with CT and Joff. Every time I've ever hedged, I lose.
Hmm.
I mean, the team wins and I lose money by hedging. And every time I haven't hedged, the team loses and I lose money.
That can't be true. There has to be a time where you didn't
I've maybe
hedge.
hedged like 4 times in my entire life. I was referring to the Royals World Series ticket where I didn't hedge
Mhm.
against the San Francisco
That was
Giants. I think it was
against 2014.
2014.
2014. 2015, they beat the Mets.
I hedged last year with Florida. Florida wins. Granted, it was a coin flip game. Could have
I
went either way.
still would argue that that was the right thing to do.
Well, I had to after the awful March
I,
Madness. I mean, this
I
is
know.
going to be the new March Madness. Like, I don't
But
care anymore.
Houston,
Like, it'll be good basketball, but like, you can't bet these dogs like you used to.
Houston had that game won the whole way.
Probably. But
There's a
I'm just
UFC.
saying the end result was I cost myself money by hedging.
Yeah.
And those might have been the only 2 times I've ever hedged in my life, actually. I got to think.
There's a UFC event on Saturday. It's in Seattle, Climate Pledge Arena. I was there last February for a UFC event.
Climate pledge?
Climate Pledge Arena.
What the fuck is that?
They're pledging to be good to the climate. I don't know.
Is that
I
a
don't know.
company that sponsors it?
I have no idea. I assume it's just
Sounds like they
taxpayer.
have a lot of money and they're not spending it on the environment if they can
Well, it's probably
sponsor an
just
arena.
it's probably just tax dollars. Tax dollars are just they poof. They
Whatever.
disappear.
UFC.
They bet Macy Barber. She's fighting Alexa Grasso. That's a pretty good fight, actually. It's a pretty good card, really. Israel Adesanya's in the main event. They bet Macy Barber. That price has gone up a lot, though. She's gone from she's all the way up to -190.
Oof.
-190. So I don't know if Kelly, knowing our girl Kelly, I
That's
don't
a
know if she's
lot.
gonna. Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna want to play that. But they did bet Macy Barber. Baseball
Oh,
starts
I don't even want to talk about
tonight.
baseball. You pissed me off so bad this morning with that.
Baseball. First of all, I didn't bet Braves over
First of
wins.
all, you
No, I
said
didn't.
Braves, Pirates, White Sox.
Yeah, those are the teams that we like. Yeah.
Okay, so those are the teams that I bet. So this
Oh,
morning
I didn't
I
bet
said
Braves.
go Pirates, Braves, White Sox, and you said,
Yeah.
"Oh, the Braves are really hurt." The season
Yeah.
hasn't even
Yeah.
started. How they fucking hurt?
I didn't bet the Pirates for myself because it looks like everybody bet them and their number went way up. I didn't bet the Braves. I did bet the White Sox over,
I'm
but
gonna stab you in the eye.
you're many miles away. You're not going to be able to stab anybody.
Ugh.
Baseball starts tonight. We got our fantasy baseball draft tonight. I like fantasy baseball. I know it's kind of dorky, but I don't care. I like
Who's your
fantasy baseball.
partner?
I have two partners. My brother, Peter Murray, and Cameron Coombs. You know
Oh,
Cam.
hi, Cameron. You know I got a bone to pick with Peter.
I
Does he listen to this show?
No, I'm sure he doesn't. Why?
Well,
What is it?
your mom needs to adopt a senior pug so she can have a friend, and I need Peter to watch it when she goes to Africa
Africa?
or any other
Africa?
vacation she wants to take.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that. I
I
mean,
think I think that's
well, they've got
you
kind
need
of
to do that as a mom.
they've got a chaotic family life though.
Don't care.
They have a beautiful golden retriever named Jefferson. Absolutely beautiful dog. And then they have Emma, my niece, who turns 4 next month. I'm going home for the birthday party. And then they have Jamesy baby, my nephew. He's only a year old. That's a lot of chaos.
And I'm asking you to watch a 10-year-old pug that needs to be fed twice a day and walked outside twice a day. Grow up.
Yeah, and they have a big yard.
Get a dog door. I'll buy
They
the
have a
dog
big yard.
door.
They have a big yard. Okay, well, I don't disagree. Mom is planning to come back in November for Thanksgiving. You know what?
I
You
was trying
can't
to
help
convince
but
her to move to Vegas permanently and just live at the Las Vegas Country Club with you.
feel a little. It's hard not to be emotional seeing that, like, my dogs missed my mom. You know what I mean? It's just that.
My dog didn't even miss me. I get home from the airport
Yeah.
at 4 o'clock in the morning. I 3:45. I walk in the door. Dogs start barking. Ryder runs right up to me. He's like, "Oh, it's you." Goes and lays back down in bed. And Reese is like kind of excited to see me. She's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
lady, it was cool without you with just dad." And then Wrigley at least brought me a toy, and I'm like, "Wow, you look grateful fucks." I'm getting another Frenchie. I got to get a Frenchie that loves me more than they love. It is going to have to happen. I cannot allow like somebody not to even be excited to see me.
Ellie didn't sleep with me the whole time Mom was here, but she did. She has since. I guess I'm
Like
good
I
enough
guess still
now.
do.
I'm good enough now. So she's been cuddling up next to me. Beautiful beagle. A beautiful beagle. What do you have, like, a best bet for this
Yeah, Iowa
weekend?
State. I laid 4 with Iowa State yesterday.
Iowa State against
So I need
Tennessee.
Iowa State, like I said, I need Rick Barnes to do his own thing. And I don't think we're going to see Joshua Jefferson like 24 hours later after giving that out. But I did like that they are the last game on Friday. So if he is going to play,
Yeah.
maybe there is still a chance because you've got some downtime in between now and then. It's not like they have to play like tomorrow afternoon. So fingers
Am I
crossed.
am I allowed to say this? I'm going to do it anyway. The women's tournament is a little silly. Why do they have
That
68
you
teams?
that
And
UConn can
yeah,
win by 100.
I totally agreed with that Syracuse coach what she said. It's just like, what
Then
do you
don't
what?
don't let them into the tournament.
Well, they shouldn't have, like, UConn is playing in the regional semifinal, the Sweet 16 on Friday. They're a 26.5 point favorite in the Sweet 16. And I was talking to my guys in the back because UCLA is, like, considered the second best team. And just for my own edification, I was like, what would they be against UConn in the title game?
16.
And they're like, oh, UConn would be a double-digit favorite. I was like, in the title game against the number 2
My
team?
buddy and I had
In
this conversation when we were at the SuperBook
Ridiculous.
because I booked UTSA plus 55.5 versus him. He
Because
wanted to bet UConn, and I was like, I'll take 55.5 right now. And UConn was cruising for 2/3 of that game, and then they put the scrubs in, like I said they were going to. He's like, they never put the scrubs
yeah,
in. I go, they're up 50 points. You should put the scrubs in.
Well, it can create a betting opportunity. I wasn't paying attention because I wasn't here on Monday, but the guys told me that on Monday they had their second round game against Syracuse. They were up by 53 at halftime. 53.
Really bad.
And they said that if you looked at the live markets at like the automated sports
Oh, they were
books,
awful. It was like
that's the
76 and a half.
yeah, exactly. So that what are you saying? You're saying that the second half line is like 22 and a half, 23 and a half. I don't remember exactly the scores, but call it 22 and a half, 23 and a half. That's wrong.
Yes,
That's not right.
correct.
Because UConn is not going to be trying in the second half. So what happened? They took all their starters out of the game and they ended up winning by like I think like 60 or something. But they
Yeah.
didn't even come close to covering the second half.
Here's the problem, John Murray. I can get down $200 on women's college basketball.
Okay. I'm
So
just
it's like
trying to give out.
yeah, I could sit around and try to pay attention to it, but it's
UCLA is a 14 and a half point favorite against Kentucky. Oh, wait, excuse me. That's Texas. Wait, UCLA is a 19-point favorite against Minnesota. Excuse me. I misread my own board.
yeah.
Misread my own board. So you like
I didn't
Iowa
because you're not
State.
using an odds logic screen. I actually asked Art why you guys don't use an odds logic screen.
Well, no, I'm in our system so I can see the bets.
Oh, your actual
Well,
system.
well, don't you want me to give you the numbers on the bets?
Touche.
That's all I got, man. Are we gonna do a Final Four preview next
Yeah,
week?
we're
What do
gonna
you
do
want
a
to do?
Final Four show. We're gonna do a Masters show. That's it.
Then we're done.
Till football season.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'll be in Alexandria, Virginia with your friend Joff Masters Sunday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think because I just wanted to go to like a
You want
regular
to be my
bar.
partner in this Calcutta? Or are you
No,
doing your own?
I'm just not going to do it at all.
How? What kind of bets are you gonna have on the Masters? You're not gonna have like a couple player.
Yeah, I just haven't really gotten that far yet. Actually, I haven't really thought about it. Good question, honestly. I
I
love
mean,
the
I'm sorry.
Masters.
I like the Masters. I
I
like the
love the Masters.
Masters more when I have something to cheer for.
You gotta talk me up a little bit. I gotta go do an interview with local NBC about the NBA coming to Las Vegas. What should I? I don't follow the NBA. I mean,
When is
obviously
that
most.
happening? Do you even know?
It's happening. My interview is happening in 9 minutes.
No,
When
I
is
mean
uh,
like a team. Is it for sure happening?
I think so. Yeah, I think the NBA is going to go back to Seattle and it's going to go to Las Vegas. I don't know the financial numbers, but I do see the scores of the games. Based on the scores of the games, to me, the NBA should be the last team or last league expanding. These teams lose by like 50 points. They need two
Well,
more
just the
teams.
Sacramento Kings because they quit on the season.
There's other
All the
teams
other
that are,
dogs covered last night.
I don't know. But I guess the NBA just makes so much money that they can. Well, there should be. First of all, Seattle should have the Supersonics,
Yes, I agree.
and Las Vegas is becoming the sports capital of the world.
It's
So
crazy.
we need an NBA team here now because we've got everything else, and we've got
The baseball stadium's starting to come together
yeah,
ish.
we've got the national championship game here in January. We've got the Final Four here in 2028. Now we got the Super Bowl here in 2029.
I just realized the national championship's going to be there. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, no, your life is very trying.
It's
Uh,
hard. It's hard. It's
Very
hard.
tough. So you like Iowa State. The book says Iowa. So a very Iowa themed weekend for us.
Okay.
Hopefully somebody beats Duke. Get Duke out of there. Our future book will look good. Get Duke.
Okay.
Get him out of there. Get him out.
I would love for Duke to lose, but unfortunately, St. John's and Duke can't both lose. I wish that could happen.
Wish me luck in the fantasy baseball draft, and I'll talk to you next week, kid.
Bye.